Hello, my name is Miss Nickelbell and I will be doing project 4. I will now show you how I will construct an electromagnet. So we will need a couple items to make the electromagnet. A battery, a nail, copper wire, and some paper clips. So the first step that we need to take is that we need to take the copper wire and wrap it or pull it around the nail. So we are going to pull this copper wire around the nail to create the magnetic field. We need to wrap it around. So that's what we're doing now. We also need to leave a little piece at the beginning, also at the end of the curling of the wire around the nail. So now that we have finished curling the wire around the nail, we are going to now take the battery and connect it. So we're going to take the positive end and connect it. We're going to use our hands, then the negative. Ooh, it's getting very hot. Maybe I should use a tape. Now with the wires connected with one another, we are correcting, making the magnetic field through the wire. So now we are going to test to see is see the next end. It's picking up. It's attracting the magnet. It's attracting all of the magnet. And the battery is also getting very hot. You see? So when we place the electromagnet on the paper clip, we can see that it's generating a magnetic field. A magnetic field from the electric current from through the wire on the nail. So the current is running through the wire, the core wire on the nail, and it's picking up a magnetic field. Pick up this last one. Okay. Now to stop the magnetic field, all we have to do is disconnect the poles. So release it off. And all of the paper clips fall off the nail. So magnets are pieces of metal which are able to attract anything that contains iron. A magnetic field is a space around the magnet where the magnetic force works. So a magnetic field is an invisible force that a human cannot see, but if a magnetic object is within the space, it gets attracted towards the magnet and moves towards it without any physical contact. Objects that are attracted to magnets are called magnetic objects. Objects that are not attracted to magnets are called non-magnetic objects. Magnets have two poles, north and south pole. Now, if you bring the north and the south pole together, they will attract and they will stick together. Now, if you bring the two north poles and south poles together, they will repel and the magnet will push each other apart. So, magnetism is an invisible force or field that causes objects to attract and repel one another. So, as an early childhood teacher, how I would show the concept of magnetism using the model I made is by first building on the previous knowledge that they have on magnets. So I will firstly explain what magnets are to them, and then I would build and explain the electromagnetic that I build and conduct the experiment. I will let them, before I continue explaining, say what they saw, explain what they saw. After which they finish explaining what they saw and their opinion on the experiment, I will then explain what electromagnetic is. So I will explain why we use the nail, why we wrap the wire around the nail, why is the battery attached to the wire, and why is the paper clip being picked up by the nail. So using the model that I made, I will demonstrate and show how magnetism works. That with the battery, you get the current. When the current passes through the wire, it creates a magnetic field around the nail. Now that is, and when that happens, it causes the paper clips to be attracted to the magnet. So a practical example of how magnets can be used to separate material is where we can separate the following mixtures: salt, sand, iron filling, and seed. So we will then mix all of these mixtures together: the sand, the iron filling, and the seed. We will then use a magnet to take out the iron filling from the mixture. When electron in atom moves around, it creates a magnetic field. In materials such as iron and nickel, most of the electrons spin in the same direction. This makes the atom in these substances strongly magnetic.